Hello world, Jennifer here. We're continuing work on milling machine and lathe electricity, and also this is connected to the table drive for the milling machine. I found in setting up the table drive for the milling machine, of course it needs power, and I looked for a place to try to find power, and I've run out of room in my power box that does a multitude of things over by my milling machine. The power box here I've removed from the wall, first off due to the fact that I found that my start capacitor to start my idle motor for the three-phase convert, it was starting to leak and deteriorating and really didn't start the three-phase idler motor very well. I've set this box, I hand-built this box quite a few years ago. This is about its third rendition. It's been used everything from a panel box in a garage to just powering some simple machinery, and its last job here is being my three-phase converter to go from a single-phase 220/30 amp circuit into two 15 amp three-phase circuits, or at least the third leg on the three-phase is simulated. There's a lot of information out on the internet about phase converters to simulate three-phase if you don't have access to it via the power company. Living out in the middle of nowhere where I live, there's just no chance of me ever having commercial three-phase out here, so we simulated. Up top I have my start button and my on-off switch. I have a cute little pilot light up here that tells me that the power's on. And of course the start button puts the start capacitor in the circuit to get the idler motor running. I have the two run capacitors that help convert and simulate the third leg of the three-phase. I built this kind of hastily in the beginning just to get the machinery running, and I found that there is some problems. It works, it's safe. The trouble is in starting the larger motor on the three-phase milling machine and starting the lathe under any bit of load with the lead screw engaged, a larger chuck on, and everything else, it won't supply the current to really get the lathe going in what I feel is an appropriate time. I don't want to push the motor that far. I started off with a small relay. I forget whether that relay is 20 amp or 30 amp. I moved up my supply from 20 to 30 amp to try to help it. I still think my limiting factor here, it helped a little bit going up to a 10 gauge wire. I was originally on a 12. I went up to a 10 to move myself from a 20 to a 30 amp. And the relay being just a smaller relay, with it being maxed out, I have found a much larger relay that can handle terminals with 10 gauge on each terminal. I also wanted to add a voltmeter that I hope you can see there. I found these out on the internet. Just kind of neat little voltmeters. Picked up the 3 of them for like $12. And the one I hope you can see on the camera is reading 122. They're good to 500 volts, so I'll be able to monitor the voltage on all my legs. And getting back to the table drive on the milling machine, when I brought the power, I just had the power come straight in when this was originally just a straight phase converter. I had the wires come in, just go directly to the terminals to feed it. Then when I got my single phase milling machine up and running, I just decided to tap off this and have a bit of a mess with way too many wires coming in, wires going up to this. So I had 3 number 10 wires just wire nutted together. You can do that. The thing is it got too messy in the bottom of the box. So I have got in when I ordered my new start capacitor. I also ordered a pack of 5 terminal blocks that I'll put down in the bottom of the box to where I can have my power come in, go to the terminal blocks, and then the terminal blocks are like 6 terminals per block. So I'll be able to have my much neater wire come in, be able to feed the single phase milling machine, the 2 other 3-phase machines off of this, and the table drive for the single phase milling machine. So the plan, of course, is to mount the voltmeters somewhere off the side of the box here, so that can be monitored. I got to mount the new relay. That's a bit it's quite a bit larger physically than my existing relay, so I may have to move some things around. I'll get you some updates as we go through this, but this is kind of an update about the table drive, in saying that it needs power, and trying to power it has led me to something else that needs some work and a little updating. Alright, and also here at the end, I've thrown in some extra content of little projects that got done around the house. I've got new curtains for the YouTube studio that help filming and do a bunch of stuff and look a whole lot better if we do catch a picture of them on film. And there was one other thing, bonus at the end here, we'll get into real quick. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a decent comment. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Thanks for watching. Alright, this is before.